Brace yourself for a spine-tingling journey into the unknown. From eerie abandoned buildings to unsettling creatures with glowing eyes. Let's dive into some of the most terrifying encounters captured on camera. If the last two videos were scary, this one's terrifying. We have someone exploring a creepy ritual room, and it's pure nightmare fuel.
حصنت نفسي لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله.
The entrance alone is enough to give you chills. Inside, it looks like the room was built around a forest. Did you see that? As soon as he entered, the book closed by itself. It's like someone invisible was reading it and shut it the moment they saw him. Still, this brave soul ventures further in. It gets creepier by the second. There's no one in sight, yet the candles are burning. That twig is seesawing as if someone was just there. If I were the cameraman, I would have bolted ages ago. Look at the walls, strange writings, and a symbol carved into it. Why is it red? Could it be blood? What kind of terrifying ritual took place here? And then, he gets attacked. The million-dollar question, by whom? Do you need any more proof to avoid unknown and dangerous places? Here's a disclaimer. If this was staged, it's in very bad taste. People should find better ways to make money. But if it's real, well, that's a whole new level of terrifying. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. This next video takes creepy and weird to a whole new level.
Golpeábamos la pared y no se movía.
You won't believe what this man records inside a hole in the wall. Are those people inside the wall? Look at those eyes. They have a yellowish hue. What are they? And more importantly, what are they doing inside the wall? Even more puzzling. Why is the man recording so calmly? I would have had one of two reactions. Get scared and run, or smash the wall to break those people out. Just standing and recording isn't the response I would have had. It's this calmness that makes the scene even eerier. I'm seriously out of explanations here. Why are these figures in the wall? Is this some bizarre art project or something far more sinister? This video leaves us with more questions than answers, and that's what makes it truly unsettling. What you are about to see will make you wonder what's happening when you're not looking. This footage is from a backdoor camera. See that? Those cloudy formations? What are they? Look! They're even casting a shadow. These don't seem like natural phenomena. It's almost as if they're bending over to pick something up. If you observe closely, it even feels like the outline of a human. This creeps me out. I've seen enough videos to believe there's something beyond our physical bodies. Could souls be real, manifesting in different forms? Is this one of those forms? I have no answers. All I can do is speculate. Whatever this is, it's enough to send chills down anyone's spine. Here's a strange phenomenon. The streets are flooded, possibly due to heavy rains or an overflowing river nearby. But what is that white material floating in the water? Is it ice, foam, or some kind of white sand? I'm not sure. But I do know this isn't normal. There's probably a scientific explanation. but I hope it's a good one and not a sign of some global warming doomsday scenario. It always starts with something small like this, and then blows out of proportion. Let's hope this is just a curious anomaly and nothing more. Our channel isn't always about the weird, scary, and creepy. We like to sprinkle in some positivity and beauty every now and then. Here's one such clip. Look at this stunning display of colors in the sky. Mother Nature is truly the ultimate artist. No human creation can come close to her ingenuity and creativity. I could keep looking at this forever. It brings a sense of pleasure and fills me with calm. I'm not sure what causes this natural phenomenon. It's not the usual refraction of light, since the colors aren't in the order of the spectrum. It's not a rainbow pattern. The colors are all jumbled up. If anyone knows what causes this phenomenon, enlighten us all in the comments. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. We just saw what might be proof of an unknown flying object. In this next video, we might just see evidence of another important question that has haunted humanity for ages. Are souls real?
Como si fuera un fantasma de los de toda la vida que salen en las películas. Lo que pasa que en vez de ser blanco, pues es como gris.
Watching this video, I'm inclined to say yes. You see that black shadowy form leaving the house, hovering in the air for a while, and then ascending to the sky. If you have a better explanation than a soul, let us know in the comments, because that's the only plausible answer we can think of. Look at that. If it were just smoke coming out of a chimney, it wouldn't maintain its form the entire time. It also wouldn't make a circle in the sky before heading upwards. More importantly, the speed doesn't match smoke. I wish we could confirm if someone passed away in that house at that moment. That would be strong proof that we are more than just our physical bodies, that there is a soul, and that the heavens are real. Fair warning, this next video is truly scary and might give you some sleepless nights. A man is in his car by the side of a road, stopped because he heard a weird screeching sound. He steps out to investigate. Listen to that screeching sound for yourself.
I'm gonna go check it out.
What on earth was that? That is terrifying. Now try getting that out of your mind when you go to bed. But seriously, what was it? It was a human. It definitely seemed like it was trying to say something, but I couldn't decipher what it was. That high-pitched voice creeps me out. As scary as it was, I just hope it wasn't an actual person asking for help. And more importantly, I hope that driver is safe and sound. What would you do in such a situation? Would you run for your life, or try to check if it was someone who needed help? Our next clip is another one of nature's wonders. A man is in a desert, but he's filming what looks like a river made of white clay. That's the best description I can come up with. Is this a natural phenomenon or the result of some man-made disaster? I have no idea. Whatever it is, it's really odd. For starters, it's in a desert. When was the last time you saw a flowing body of water in a desert? Second, what is it that's giving this water its color and texture? If anyone knows where this is and what it might be, please drop a comment. This is one mystery we'd love to solve. Earlier, we saw nature's fury in the form of heavy winds. Now, let's witness the devastation of a wildfire. Look at that roaring fire. It will engulf those buildings in no time. Imagine working and dreaming of building a house, only to have it swallowed whole by wildfires. How devastating. Such wildfire incidents are increasing year after year. I don't want to dive into the argument of whether global warming is real or not, but one thing is certain, humans are having a negative effect on the planet. We need to think about how we can minimize this impact. This planet belongs to us just as much as it belongs to every other species. We must be more responsible and cautious in our approach and recognize our role as the dominant species on the planet. We've all seen the image of a horse tied to a chair. If it wanted, it could just run away with the chair, but it stands there conditioned not to move when tied. Here's another funny example of this mentality.
Yeah, see?
Someone draws a circle around this frog using chalk, then pokes it to make it move. Something weird happens. The frog jumps to the edge of the circle, but doesn't cross it. It refuses to jump outside the circle. This is really interesting animal behavior. Unlike the horse, I'm sure this frog isn't trained. So what's causing the frog to stay inside the circle? Is it the scent or color of the chalk? Or is it something psychological? Whatever it is, it's fascinating to watch. Ghosts. Are they real or not? After watching hundreds of hours of footage on ghost sightings, I have to say, there's something out there we don't yet understand. What it is and its significance, that's a question no one has an answer to. But here are some videos that will get you thinking. First up, we have someone driving on a remote unlit road. For some reason, the driver stops the vehicle and the lights go off. He turns them back on and the dash cam captures this. Did you see that? A shadowy human figure. You can literally see through it. Why does it look like it's in some kind of costume? The moment the light goes on, it steps back into the darkness. What was it planning to do if the lights didn't come back on? Strange and scary. The driver speeds away. As he gets to the main road, he slows down to make a turn, and the shadowy figure appears again. You get a better picture now. What is happening here? It almost retracts back as soon as it comes into view. This is seriously creepy and scary. For some reason, the guy decided he wanted to investigate and stopped the car and went to look around. Don't ask me why, he just did that. And he indeed found something. It looks like a white, long robe hanging in midair. He immediately scoots away, but let's slow it down and have another look. It's too dark to definitively say that it's not staged. But still, what if it's real? The next morning, again, he goes back to the surrounding area. He wanders around and places the camera down, and it catches this. A shadowy figure. It only looks like the outline of a man, just casually walking and then vanishing. So what do you think? Are these real or staged footage? Do souls exist? Can they interact with our world, or are they limited to their own dimension or plane? These are questions that have haunted us since time immemorial, and we are yet to have any conclusive answers. Two men returning to what appears to be a deserted and isolated house at night. It is unclear if the home is theirs, possibly abandoned due to what follows, or merely a site of strange activity. Either way, their behavior is odd. Pulling up, one of them focuses his flashlight at the windows. Pay close attention, or you just might miss it.
Holy f***. Go, 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 go.
Most towns have one. Creepy, deserted old house that has given way to neglect. Perhaps the owners grew old and died. Perhaps something terrible happened there. This is one of those houses. Note the tall grass out front. The air of abandonment. And then, so quick, you almost miss it. The figure of a small boy standing in the doorway. Why is he there? What nightmare unfolded behind those walls? Why is he trapped, unable to leave? The men seem to know that the house has a reputation. They do not get out of the car. Even when it is clear the figure is the height of a child, they do not stop to investigate. Instead, they speed off into the night, leaving us to wonder what really happened there. Watch again in the zoomed-in footage. Illinois. Zoomed in and surprisingly clear footage captures something utterly terrifying amongst the trees. At first sight it is barely detectable, but then a figure emerges. A hulking bipedal creature stands almost as tall as the trees in the snow-covered landscape. Spotted, it begins to move. Is this a hoax or further compelling evidence to suggest that Bigfoot really exists? The scale of the creature positioned amongst the trees and the confident manner it moves in this snowy wilderness suggests that this is its home. The overall shape of the creature and the almost conical head add to the case for this being real. On being discovered, it vanishes into the trees. Two ghostly figures are captured in this footage taken at Yosemite. The weird creatures resemble a type of cryptid, but instead of the elongated body, they have no real torso. Mainly legs and a featureless head, where no eyes, nose, ears, or mouth are apparent. Note the one-dimensional nature of their shape and profile. The stilted walk that shifts to an almost ghost-like floating movement. The figures lurch down the hill in a bizarre fashion, twirling in a creepy dance before disappearing from the frame. Apart from location, there is not much more to go on. If you know what these are, let us know in the comments. In general, malls are seldom the first choice for a paranormal fright night. Those are relegated to creepy old houses or deserted museums. However, The Last of Us changed that with its utterly enchanting and terrifying mall scenes. As did this video, a night duty security guard in a deserted mall after hours has a seriously disturbing shift. It begins with sound disturbances that provide no explanation for what has caused them.
It's creepy, man. You're so freaking creepy.
Followed by a creepy encounter with a paranormal entity in the food court. Watch, she captures the impossible on camera before getting the hell out of there.
These freaking chairs just moved. What the sh... Okay. I'm done.
Clearly, no salary is worth this kind of harassment. A peaceful night at home. A woman prepares for bed when her dog spots something or someone lurking in the shadows, just beyond the living room.
Get ready to go to bed myself. What the f*** is that? What? Oh, God! Fuck!
If their reaction and hers are anything to go by, this isn't a hoax. Watch closely as the apparition appears for mere seconds before vanishing again. We're bringing you some really clear and compelling Bigfoot sightings in this episode of Trail Terror. Watch as this unsuspecting person spots the bipedal creature with its characteristic reddish fur in close proximity. There is the briefest moment where the two face, the beast alerted to the camera person by their panicked shouting. Fortunately, the shy Bigfoot disappears into the forest, avoiding confrontation. A TikToker who posts videos of strange events happening around her home was startled at the sound she heard while putting her chicks away in the pen.
What the fuck?
The sound coming from the forest was like an animal's cry for help. And so she shined her torchlight into the woods while recording. She captures a white figure next to a tree. At first glance, it wasn't there, but when she circled back to look in the same direction, her camera was able to capture a thin white figure at the left side of a tree. The strangest thing was that the figure disappeared after being out of the camera's recording range. Could it be that the mysterious white figure was making those eerie sounds in the forest? Or could it have scared an animal in the woods and caused it to make the bizarre sound? On a clear day, a man happens to capture what looks like Bigfoot casually walking out through a small clearing of a forest and back into the woods. The creature's features may prove it to be Bigfoot, as it walks on twos and appears much more prominent than the average human height. Its arms extend downwards below the waistline and seem to have a thick coat of brown fur. The video quality isn't as clear and makes it hard to make out what the face looks like, but its tall, towering stature, long ape-like arms, and the appearance of thick fur could be an indication of the existence of the cryptid Bigfoot. A woman enjoying the comfort of her home on a sofa happens to see something strange at the window right next to her door that sends chills down her spine. A dark figure appears at the window, also captures the attention of two of her dogs, who stare at the door, putting the lady's nerves on edge. She starts to record it, and the dark figure disappears after some time. The dogs disperse, notifying the lady that the supposed danger that appeared on her door may be gone, but it leaves the lady puzzled as to what this figure could be, and its intentions. For all we know, it could be a shadow of a harmless animal walking around and happening to wind up at her front door, or maybe something sinister could be lurking around stalking on the house residents. Two kids were recording their adventure while in the woods when they heard screams coming from deeper within. The screams started as a faint cry for help, but as they walked deeper into the forest, they grew louder, as though someone was desperately trying to escape an ordeal. At first, they think it is some children trying to summon demons by shouting. To them, it appears to be some kind of a joke, but the louder the screams got, the scarier they became. Eventually, they near where their screams were. They panic, and they decide to retreat from the forest into a nearby grassland. Even after distancing from the scene, they could still hear the desperate cries for help from the forest. The kids might have presumed it to be a joke, but maybe something serious could be happening, and a victim needed help. I think it would be best if the kids could have dialed and reported to the authorities. This wildlife enthusiast was taking a nature walk in the middle of the forest when he caught it all with his camera. There, when he zooms his camera, the creature comes into view. It is in a hunched position, making it hard to recognize its face. It has a towering height and covered with thick brown fur. It notices it is being watched and tries to hide between the branches. As the video continues, the creature struts away, leaving the witness speculated. Maybe this could be an ordinary orangutan that could be easily mistaken with the legendary Bigfoot. Imagine being all alone in a forest in the middle of the night, and you suddenly get the gut feeling you are being watched. Well, this curious man was not new to this when he encountered something really strange in the woods. Upon spotting something with his flashlight, he decides to record it. When he zooms on the figure, there, it reveals itself. A gray ghost entity appears right next to a tree, just right beside the path. The person in this clip might have a story to tell as horror unravels in front of their eyes. The ghost-like entity appears to be slowly rising up, exposing more of its pale structure. It has elongated arms that stretch below its supposed waistline. Its face isn't clearly seen, but it has taken a humanoid form. I think this is some type of cryptid, or worse, it could be the infamous skinwalker. What would you do when faced with such a figure that looks to be straight out of a horror film? In the dead of night, a man and his daughter caught something watching them in the grasslands. As they shine their light into the dark, they happen to see two shiny objects that look like shining orbs. As soon as they move around, we can easily see that is a creature of some sort, and the glowing eyes could be actually stalking on them. The man notifies the creature that they know it is there.
I see you.
But it responds by drifting away. Perhaps it could be an animal who happened to pass by. And its attention was caught by the people in the grasslands, or something else that we don't know of and likes to walk around in the middle of the night stalking people. In this clip, a bulldog shows great courage when it comes face to face with a mountain lion. The clip begins as the dog appears to be scratching something off a tree. The dog catches the scent of something unusual and lifts its nose to figure out what it is. In the far back of the camera, two eyes of a mountain lion are seen keeping a close eye on the dog, as if waiting for the perfect moment to pounce on its prey. It moves away from the camera, and the lion starts to closely follow back. As the lion moves into attack, the dog takes notice and counters, scaring the lion and chasing it away. This ghoulish animal in the video was caught off the Malaysian coast by fisherman Anwar Pak Tam, and though it looks like an eel, it's something else entirely. It is elongated, having a wide mouth with sharp teeth at the front and dorsal fins coming out of its sides. What's weird is that the creature seems to have no eyes. Some people speculated the creature to be a sea monster, but in fact it is a type of eel called the eel goby. Eel gobies are a subfamily of elongated mud. They have greatly reduced eyes and large mouths. However, the one in the clip appears to be very large for an eel goby, as most of them are smaller in size, and can sometimes be found in groups. They can be pink, red, or purple in color. They are carnivorous, as some are seen being fed the claw of a crab. As scary as it looks, they are common in muddy coastal areas. It's the 4th of July and fireworks are exploding throughout USA suburbs. The cacophony of sound has woken something off the beaten path. A woman hears low growling coming from somewhere in the nearby foliage. She ventures to explore, and this is what she finds.
Oh, stay bright.
What the fuck is that? What is that?
Oh, it's moving. No, fuck that. No, fuck that. I don't know what the fuck I just.
In the replay, this creature is clearly seen crouching at the base of a tree. Is it a Sasquatch or someone playing a prank? Have the raucous sounds of revelry driven it closer to the suburbs in fear or curiosity, or is it using this opportunity to hunt? Watch the replay and let us know what you think in the comments. Picture this. It's nighttime. You are all alone on a deserted trail surrounded by nature, and then you hear what can only be described as a shriek from somewhere in the woods beyond you. You might want your headphones for this.
Oh my god, no.
Is it the scream of a woman? Or is it just a cat getting ready to fight? You be the judge. An unsuspecting couple survey their home security camera footage after discovering a disturbance on their property. What it reveals is this creature lurking in the foliage. Tentatively, it peers out in the direction of the camera. Is it a cryptid? Or perhaps a little gray man? The creature moves tentatively, alert to the environment. In some parts of the footage, it is almost possible to decipher its body, which could very well be in keeping with the size and shape of a small to medium dog. Take a look. Is this something sinister or the neighbor's pet? Drop us your thoughts in the comments. When you consider that approximately 80% of the world's ocean is unmapped and unseen, it's a pretty terrifying and mystifying place to explore. These divers are having what seems like a fairly placid marine visit, but keep watching to see what crops up in the murky water. The internet provides us with some perplexing footage. When confronted with a nightmarish creature of this magnitude and its deadly razor-sharp teeth, instead of swimming away, these divers actually go over to pet the beast. On closer inspection, it doesn't appear to be living. Instead, there's a metal frame that it seems to be mounted on. Is this a movie prop for Jaws? If it isn't, the real mystery is how it found its way to the bottom of the ocean. Is there anything creepier than falling victim to a stalker, especially when the creature stalking you is Bigfoot? Caught on camera, two shining eyes appear from a forest canopy. The vast head suggests that this is something you don't want to mess with. The two face off for the duration of the video. Probably a wise move on the cameraman's behalf, not to get any closer. There's an ongoing joke about Bigfoot sightings always captured on shaky, low-res cameras. But the overwhelming number of these sightings does suggest that there is something out there that we have yet to explain. Here, what resembles the half-ape, half-Neanderthal creature moves through a forest, its genus a sure giveaway when you witness its height. There is no greater feeling of terror than being alone at home and having unexplained things happen. Most we can rationalize. It's the wind, or it's an old house when we hear something strange, but what do you do when it's as obvious and disturbing as what this guy encounters?
And look at this door. You cannot make look at this. Bro, nobody is home. My family is in Cancun, bro. You gotta be kidding me. Bro. What?
If you ask me, he should have gone to Cancun with his family.
Bentley? Bro, are you me right now? Are you kidding me right now? What the Bro! Bro!
Not sure if this is the work of a poltergeist, but I am sure it would be an annoying one to deal with. Imagine the water cost for all their jokes.
Holy... Why is this door open? What the is going on?
I'm not sure if this video is real or not, but if it is, I would for sure not be hanging around that place for too long. At 3:30 in the morning, a young girl is caught on the Ring camera, gingerly pressing the doorbell. She seems agitated and nervously glances out at the dark from where she's just come from. She pauses briefly before running off into the dark. Is someone chasing her? Where is her family? It is unclear what has happened. But there is a sinister feeling about the footage. An unconfirmed report suggests that the child is being used as bait for her criminal father, and that seconds after the door was indeed opened, the witness stated that she immediately ran into the house, and seconds later, after they'd only just managed to shut the door, a man with a gun came charging up to the door. Some viewers claim to see a shadowy figure behind her. For now, we are left to wonder what terrible circumstances brought this young child to a stranger's door in the early hours of the morning. Below the streets of Paris lie a labyrinth of tunnels that became the site of mass graves. This area is known as the catacombs and is sealed off from the public. Video footage is discovered on an abandoned video camera found deep within the catacombs. Comprised of a continuous point of view, it presents a disturbing narrative. The first 40 minutes are largely uneventful as the mystery man travels into the depths of the catacombs. All of a sudden, he begins to walk faster and faster. As his pace picks up, you can hear his breathing. Eventually, he breaks into a run, pausing only briefly to decide which way to turn. The panic is palpable, and then he just drops his camera, and all that can be seen are his shoes reflected as he runs away, and the camera continues recording until it runs out of tape. Explorer Francis Friedland gathers a team of experienced men to attempt to find the mysterious missing man.
In Paris, you have as many miles of tunnels underground as there are streets above ground. No one knows just how many passageways exist in the catacombs, but we believe that they go down over 300 feet. Some are filled with water, and many tunnels have collapsed over the years. It's an enormous maze. We think there are as many as 7 levels to it.
Friedland and his team will have to enter the catacombs illegally. They search to find a hold, but most have been closed by the authorities. They end up walking down a deserted train track where they eventually find a point of entry. The conditions in the catacombs are exceptionally dangerous. It is dark, cold, and difficult to maneuver. Chances of finding the lost man are slim. There are narrow passages to navigate and even holes you can fall into. Friedland explains that there are over 400 miles of passages, and that anyone could easily get lost in the tunnels and never find their way out. If you lose your flashlight, you are dead. At 297 feet below the streets of Paris, the group conclude that this was too deep for an amateur, and that the man more than likely got lost and died. After 6 hours, the men are exhausted and are running low on batteries. They abandon their search and attempt to surface through a manhole, but it is sealed shut. They will now have to retrace their steps back to the surface. As for this man, we will never know what he was running from, and if he ever saw the light of day again. These videos that I am about to show you come from Scott Carpenter, and he is certain that in the area where he lives, there lives at least one Bigfoot, but he is stranger than any one Bigfoot you've seen. He claims that this Bigfoot is a completely white one, and he has some evidence to show for that claim. He traversed the forests and took recordings of every journey, and with more long hours of going through every footage and enhancing it, He has found some strange sightings of something that's been stalking him all throughout his journey. He has spotted many times a white figure trying to hide near bushes or trees while keeping a close eye on his movements. Scott's cameras managed to pick up multiple occurrences of this, but one of the best sights he caught was the creature's face. We can see the special color of the creature, which I am guessing isn't helping it hide at all in a green forest. But the creature also seems strangely creepy and cautious at the same time, as if he is fearing Scott. Could this be a mutation of the known Bigfoot creature? A mutation that made it completely white? This security footage was taken by someone who set up these cameras because they believe the house is haunted and wanted proof of that. And as you are about to see in this clip, the house certainly is haunted. We can see the woman sleeping in her room, everything starting out normal. But just a bit past 8 p.m., we can see the door of a small cabinet opening on its own. Soon after, the light inside it start going on and off. But creepier, the stand near her bed seems to move slowly, to a point where it hits the bed, as if to wake her up. Once she wakes up thinking she heard something, she calls after someone in the house, who immediately comes to comfort her.
Honey?
They go back into the room to check again, knowing something is not right, but decide they do not want to stay in that room any longer. But just a few seconds after they leave, this happens. The footage ends there, but we can all say with certainty, something is wrong in that house. Could it be a poltergeist playing with them? This security footage caught a creepy sight. It seems to be placed in a house under construction, perhaps to see if anyone comes to steal any of the building materials. But as soon as this clip starts, we can see something coming out of the next room. It looks like the shadow of a man that is walking slowly, heading towards the next room. I am not sure whether it is the way the camera is set up, but the figure seems incredibly large, almost reaching the height of that tall door. It is truly a creepy sight. What exactly could it be? Is this some kind of a shadow ghost? Or is it just some flickering of the camera that created a creepy glitch on the screen? This hiker started recording with his phone while in the forest because he realized something might be stalking him. Although he shakes the camera a lot, perhaps due to being anxious, we can easily spot something in the distance, looking directly at him. The figure appears humanoid, but fully dressed in black, or perhaps black hair. Although the hiker managed to get out of the forest safely, he claims to have been shaken by what he saw that day, and is unsure himself of what he's seen, not knowing if it was a weird person following him around or something more creepy. Many claimed that is a Sasquatch, who got a bit too interested in this particular case and decided to follow him around. But given the bad quality of the video, I'm not so sure that is the case, when it can also be all a setup. What do you think? This elementary school principal from Nicholas County, West Virginia, had a terrifying jump scare. We can see him near a dumpster, trying to unlock it, but little does he know of what he is about to encounter inside it. As he removes the metal bar, keeping it closed, we quickly see it open. In that moment, a big, furry head pops out of the dumpster and greets the principal who immediately gets scared and starts running for his life. The black bear climbs out of the dumpster and proceeds to also run in the other direction. We also have the footage of how the bear got inside it. A trail camera conveniently set up directly near the dumpster spots the bear as he just flips the metal lock bar, bends it upwards, and proceeds to squirm inside it. Apparently, the bear was not locked inside it, as it seems he can easily open and get out of the dumpster. So perhaps the principal just disturbed his post-meal nap. In this video, a security guard is walking through the halls of a hospital, recording his routine patrol. The hospital corridors are quiet and seemingly ordinary. However, as he turns a corner, something unusual and unsettling occurs. A humanoid figure briefly appears from behind a corner and then, just as suddenly, vanishes into thin air. The brief appearance of this figure in the sterile clinical setting of a hospital adds to the eeriness of the encounter. Was it just another person in the hospital? Perhaps a patient or a staff member playing a prank? Or could it be something more mysterious, like a ghost, given the way it disappeared so abruptly? Considering the setting and the nature of the incident, it's tempting to lean towards a supernatural explanation. This hunter caught one of the most amazing footage of Bigfoot while he was standing on his deer stand, waiting for some hunt. But he quickly realizes that the forest is home to more than just deer, as he begins to spot a big humanoid figure stalking.
What in the world is that thing? Didn't look like a deer.
This went on for 20 minutes, as this Bigfoot seemed to inspect the area, as if he knew something was off about this area. If we zoom in on the creature, it appears fully covered in brown hair with a big and frightening body, while at the same time moving as if he was fully confident to be in that forest. But what came after was truly terrifying. Deep howls in the forest, as if calling for someone, or threatening anyone who would dare to enter its domain. The hunter at this point was frightened enough and quickly forgot any idea of hunting deer that day.
I've never seen anything like that before in my whole life. I'm out of here.
These captivating photographs were captured by a motion detection trail camera equipped with night vision capabilities. We can immediately see an enigmatic figure, an anomaly amidst the natural backdrop of the forest. The subject of these photographs is undeniably strange. Its humanoid appearance is unmistakable, yet it lacks the conventional attire associated with humans. Instead, its entire form is enveloped in a dense covering of hair, evoking a sense of primal wilderness. Examining the creature's physique, we are drawn to its remarkably elongated arms, reminiscent of those found in monkeys or apes, which I am pretty sure are not freely roaming the USA. The creature's robust build further defies easy classification, leaving us perplexed and in search of answers. Many people have proposed that these images may capture a creature of legend, the elusive and mysterious Bigfoot. Tales of this legendary creature have persisted for generations, often described as a towering being inhabiting remote wilderness areas. And as we've seen in previous videos, there are more and more sightings of these beings. Could we finally get closer to finding the truth? In the heart of the dense forest, nestled in his cabin, a man finds himself thrust into a spine-tingling encounter. The tranquility of his surroundings is shattered by a bone-chilling sound that reaches his ears, an unmistakable growl that resonates through the trees.
For whatever reason, they're pretty close to the house this morning. Just out of sight, like usual. I gotta get to the truck to get to work. I don't really want to leave this porch.
The man listens intently. The growl, while reminiscent of a bear, carries an unusual depth that sets it apart from the familiar. It fills the air, signaling the presence of a creature that is not to be taken lightly. Whatever might be out there, the man says this creature seems to be pretty close by the sounds, but he does not seem to be fazed by that. But he says that he does not want to leave his house for work, considering what might be waiting out there. We can see this video from the viewpoint of one of the bikers who are going through a thick Asian forest by the looks of it. For a long while, nothing weird is going on. They are just going through the forest, enjoying the sunny day.
Hey, good job.
At some point, they get off their bikes for a rest, and the biker leaves his camera on a rock. But suddenly, one of the bikers spots something, not understanding what he's seeing.
That?
They go to investigate, but can no longer find what they initially spotted. But if we replay the clip in slow motion and zoom into what they saw, we can find a bizarre sight. Some sort of a creature with long arms and really sharp and long fingers, looking like some dangerous claws. The creature moves away from the rock as they spot it, perhaps being spooked by the bikers. So what exactly was that? It is indeed a very strange and scary sight, but is it real? I find it hard to believe that someone in a forest, upon spotting some sort of creature stalking, would just go closer to investigate. But what do you think? A group of individuals stumbled upon a peculiar discovery near a river that left them both intrigued and unsettled. The object in question possessed an eerie and unusual appearance. But what made it even more disconcerting was the fact that it appeared to be in motion. As the person is cutting into it, the tissue seemed to come back together, which makes it even scarier. Curiosity led me to search online for similar occurrences, and I came across something known that looks similar, but I am not sure if they are the same as what we see in this video. These are known as to-be-fixed worms. These worms are fascinating creatures that have the ability to densely pack themselves together, giving the illusion of living tissue. They are commonly found in the sediment of lakes, rivers, and even occasionally in sewer lines. But even with a logical explanation, encountering these worms in such environments can be a bizarre and bewildering experience. And let me know if you think what we've seen in the original video can't be that. The footage captured by a CCTV camera reveals a truly peculiar occurrence. In the dead of night, when the streets are devoid of activity, an unexpected sight unfolds. From the corner of the frame, a movement catches our attention, drawing us closer to the scene. Within moments, a humanoid figure emerges, seemingly leaping effortlessly from the ground onto the top of a nearby wall. Balanced on all fours, it maintains an uncanny pose before swiftly descending and disappearing from view. Upon closer examination, the figure appears to possess the general shape and appearance of a human being. However, there are distinct aspects that defy conventional understanding. The creature's movements exhibit an extraordinary level of agility and coordination, surpassing what is typically observed in humans. The fluidity and grace with which it traverses the environment leave us questioning its true nature. Could this enigmatic presence be attributed to a cryptid, a creature of folklore or myth, venturing out under the cover of darkness, searching for its next unsuspecting victim? This security footage, captured inside a bar, offers a glimpse into a seemingly ordinary night. People come and go, engaged in lively conversations and enjoying their drinks. The atmosphere appears relaxed and uneventful until the late hours when closing time approaches. The scene transitions, leaving only the bartender and two other individuals within the frame. Unexpectedly, an eerie occurrence takes place. The chair positioned closest to the camera begins to move of its own accord. It sways gently back and forth, initially unnoticed by the three men engrossed in their work. As the chair continues its rhythmic rocking, it eventually falls right onto the floor. The sudden commotion captures their bewildered expressions as they investigate the peculiar incident. Together, they promptly restore the chair to its rightful place, but still wondering what caused it to fall. However, unbeknownst to them, as they focus their attention on the fallen chair, a subtle presence passes by in the background. Upon closer scrutiny of the footage, a ghostly figure emerges, bearing the likeness of a child. Its translucent form suggests a spectral entity, perhaps that of a playful spirit lingering within the bar's walls. Could it be the mischievous ghost of a child, finding amusement in pranks enacted upon unsuspecting people during the late hours?
We're gonna pull a catfish on board.
Whoa, pissed off, look.
He's definitely alive.
He's like, I'm eating that. You're not taking my food from me.
This footage is from a few people who found one of the strangest sights you can find in a lake. A giant catfish with something stuck in its mouth. The people inside the boat come closer and try to pull it, thinking that it is dead. However, as they do that, they quickly realize it is still alive and kicking. After a while, they get a hold of the fish, and we can clearly see what is stuck inside its mouth, a turtle. This fish, as big as it is, went for something too large for its mouth and got stuck in this situation. The people on board try to get the turtle out, but it seems to be stuck there. They pull the catfish on board and continue trying to pull the turtle.
There we go. Oh!
Okay.
After a while, the guy manages to get the turtle out, which looks completely filthy from being inside that fish for so long. The people on board decided it's best to release the catfish after such an experience. Thankfully, in the end, both the turtle and the catfish got out well of that sticky situation. There are sights you see that will always stay in your head to haunt you, and the sight of this donkey is one of them. Recorded years ago, this clip can still have the ability to haunt people. I know it will haunt me for the days to come. It shows a donkey with abnormal growth near its ears and on its face, which looks like an extreme case and must have had this donkey in severe pain. However, its bad luck was that it was in a village where instead of getting proper care, the donkey was made an exhibition for locals to come and have a look at. Without treatment, I suppose the donkey later died due to its situation, although I hope I am wrong. Bad luck can happen anywhere and everywhere. Most of the time, it catches you so off guard, not even the people around you know what to do. This is exactly what happened to this woman, who was having a normal day, shopping and walking around the mall, until moments before she could get on the escalator, a floorboard collapsed. However, thanks to the quick reflexes of the guy who was with her, she didn't get hurt, and he even managed to pull her back with the help of others. I think I always think about this when I get on an escalator, because this is not the first video I see of people falling next to an escalator. While watching this video, I felt genuinely concerned about the identity of this creature and the origins of the video. Unfortunately, there wasn't much information available. In this unsettling footage, we see someone standing in front of a car, signaling it to do something. The creature appears humanoid, but has a rather strange and unconventional shape. If it's an animal, it seems to be naked with no fur on its body. Its limbs are thin, and its head has an unusual, almost alien-like appearance. The way this creature is signaling the car to veer into the bushes and darkness is exceptionally peculiar. What might its motives be? Does it intend to lure passengers there for sinister purposes? The answers remain a mystery. This is the strange sight some hikers found in some forests. Could it be a lost orangutan strolling the forest, or a backpacker with seriously long arms? Or is it perhaps the legendary Sasquatch? The long-limbed creature steps out from behind the dense foliage and strolls through, the camera following its every move. Fortunately, whatever it is, it doesn't seem to be aware of the camera. Its face is ape-like, which would contribute to the idea of it being some type of orangutan. It does not look in our direction, but walks determinedly. I would love to know which forest this is in. Unfortunately, we do not get to see more of this strange creature, but it does raise the question of whether this is a lost species of humans, as we can see how human-like it appears. Glowing white eyes in the dead of night. From out of the darkness can barely be seen a shape, a moving creature. It is rumored to be the Australian yowie. Some individuals believe that yowies could be the Australian equivalent of Bigfoot, although there are different accounts regarding the creature. It is believed that this creature inhabits the outback and other remote areas of Australia. Opinions on the creature's behavior vary, with some describing it as timid or shy, while others claim it to be violent and aggressive. I think it is safe to say that whatever this creature is, it is a terrifying one we would all want to avoid meeting in the forest. With its large forehead, we can almost imagine it to be a gorilla of sorts. Its movements are rapid and jerky. It seems to be hiding, but from what? Does it know it is being watched from this trail camera? These homeowners heard some strange sounds outside their home, and they started recording the outside. And what they saw was terrifying, as the owner started calling someone on his phone. Deep within the darkness, something seems to be moving. The creature remains still to begin with, hiding in the distance and watching. It then moves over to the side slightly and comes closer to the camera. I can't be sure if there is a time lapse on this video, but it seems that the frightening humanoid figure materializes ever closer. The figure is white and large, a skinwalker perhaps. If such a thing does indeed exist, I would imagine it to look just like this. You can hear the desperation in Richard's voice as he tries to convince his friend of what he is seeing.
It's like 35 feet away, and it came out of those weeds. You know what I'm talking about?
At one point, the being looks almost ape-like, until it stands straight again, and then it clearly is not. The creature is very well aware that Richard is there, and it watches him. Richard says something like, "It came back."
Oh my God, there it is, Mike. It came back. Oh my gosh.
Making us understand that this is not the first time he is visited by this. We can only hope that Richard's friend eventually believed him and came to his rescue. This driver caught a strange sight in the middle of the road and had to film it. A strange-looking predator carrying away its slain prey. The only thing really clear in this video is the fact that whatever the animal is walking away, it is carrying the head of a zebra. Where does the rest of the prey lie, we wonder? It is half bush pig, half buck of some kind, a deviant of nature, an amalgamation of beings that hides in the night. I am not quite sure what this creature is. Unfortunately, just as we see the profile of the animal, it disappears into the bush. But I think I've been watching this video too many times. The animal's bottom almost seems pixelated as it trots casually away, which makes me wonder whether the footage has been edited. The animal is indeed casual. It does not seem perturbed that there is a vehicle with bright lights following closely behind it. There is no sense of urgency. This in itself is strange and somewhat unnerving. This video starts innocently enough with a few guys filming something odd in the distance. The one filming makes reference to black dots, but their attention, and ours, is very soon diverted to the large human scaling the forest edge. We hear the cameraman's exclamation that it is a skinwalker.
Dude, that was a skinwalker. What?
Follow him.
I videoed it.
Within Navajo culture, a skinwalker is characterized as a malevolent witch capable of transforming into, possessing, or camouflaging themselves as an animal. I was under the assumption, however, that skinwalkers ever only came out at night. This is in broad daylight. I'm really not sure what to make of it. The creature is huge, almost reaching the tops of the trees. Unfortunately, it isn't long before the guys lost the creature, so we can't be sure what it was that we saw. This lady has found one of the strangest looking creatures. At first it does look like some sort of a abnormal rat, crawling without any limbs. However, as strange and alien as these creatures are, there's actually a logical explanation. This bizarre creature is called the rat-tailed maggot. So it is not a rat, but rather a maggot. It is the larval or immature stage of a fly. These whitish larvae measure around 3 to 4 inches in length and possess a distinctive feature, an elongated tail of approximately 1 to 2 inches in length. This tail serves as a breathing tube for the maggots when they are submerged in water. As they reach maturity, the maggots become a nuisance by crawling away from their breeding site in search of a dry location where they can undergo metamorphosis and transition into the adult stage. As creepy as they look, they are completely harmless, so the lady in this video was in no danger. This guy was walking around in a forest, filming as he was doing his stroll, but when looking back at his footage, he found something strange caught on camera. Right at the end of this footage, the camera caught the sight of a strange lizard-like creature which can be seen emerging from a tree stump. The cameraman obviously did notice, as we can see how he freaked. It is indeed a frightening sight to see while walking all alone in a forest. But honestly, I think that rather than a mysterious creature, it is more likely a type of lizard. But even that would be hoping for too much. There is so much driftwood and debris out in the forest that it is quite easily just a strange shaped piece of wood. There are strange creatures among us, for sure. This isn't one of them. These remarkable images, captured by a trail camera deep in the forests of Oregon, have ignited a wave of speculation and wonder. From the very first glance, it becomes apparent that we may be in the presence of the legendary and elusive creature known as Bigfoot. The figure, towering amidst the trees, exhibits distinct humanoid characteristics, captivating the imagination with its enigmatic presence. However, it is the additional element that truly adds an extra layer of intrigue to this already fascinating encounter. Upon closer examination, an unexpected revelation unfolds. Nestled securely on the back of the majestic Bigfoot, a smaller figure becomes visible. This diminutive companion, seemingly a baby, clings tenaciously to its larger counterpart, gripping onto the strands of hair. The resemblance between the two is striking, suggesting a kinship. The notion that these awe-inspiring beings may indeed be a Bigfoot and its offspring opens up a world of possibilities. Could these elusive creatures possess complex familial structures and social dynamics? Do they, like humans and other mammals, exhibit maternal instincts and nurture their young? The presence of the baby Bigfoot lends further credence to the existence of an entire species. Could this remarkable trail camera footage be the key that unlocks the secrets surrounding Bigfoot's elusive nature? We can see someone filming some sort of animal in a ditch that is approaching. The person filming is backing as the creature is approaching. At first glance, one might be inclined to believe that the approaching creature is a bear cub, given its initial size and the cautious retreat of the person behind the camera. However, as the lens focuses and the animal turns to reveal its profile, we quickly see that this is not the case. The creature possesses a unique amalgamation of features: a sizable head, a compact body adorned with a dense coat of hair, and short limbs that convey an uncanny fusion of monkey, like attributes with those reminiscent of a rat. Its distinct form is enough to elicit both fascination and trepidation, leaving us to question the very nature of its existence. As the scene unfolds, our attention is drawn to the creature's behavior. It exhibits a mixture of curiosity and caution, a primal instinct driving it to explore its surroundings while remaining wary of the human presence. We witness its repeated attempts to scale the grassy wall beside the ditch, an endeavor that suggests a desire to evade potential danger or seek refuge in the elevated terrain. The intensity of the encounter heightens as the creature persists in its approach towards the person filming. What drives it to venture towards the human observer? Is it driven by curiosity, a quest for food, or perhaps an unknown instinctual desire for connection? However, just as the anticipation reaches its peak, the video abruptly ends, leaving us yearning for more. What exactly was this enigmatic creature that crossed paths with the intrepid filmmaker? A boy wanders through the woods at night, his camera recording the adventure. The darkness around him is thick, pierced only by the occasional beam of his flashlight. Suddenly, a humanoid figure leaps out in front of him, startling and unidentifiable.
Oh my gosh! Help! Help!
The creature, or person, gives chase, and the boy's steady walk turns into a frantic run. The camera jostles wildly as he flees, capturing only glimpses of the shadowy pursuer. The footage is raw and pulses with urgency, making us question what we're seeing. Is this a genuine encounter with a strange creature of the night, or could it be a friend in disguise, orchestrating a prank in the perfect setting for a scare? In the moment, with adrenaline high and breaths coming fast, it might seem like the former. But reflecting on the video, it feels more likely to be a case of human mischief rather than an unearthly chase in the dark woods. From the grainy view of a trail camera, set deep within the forest's embrace, we witness a scene that stirs the imagination. The quality is poor, each frame smeared with the blur of low resolution, yet there's a distinct movement that commands our attention. Against the backdrop of a solitary tree, a shadowy figure emerges, walking upright on 2 feet in a manner that's all too human for a typical forest creature. This shadowy form strides into the frame, then just as quickly, it's swallowed by the dense tapestry of the woods. The suggestion of Bigfoot crosses our minds. It's a shape, a gait that folklore and whispers have long associated with the legendary being. Looking at the ambiguous silhouette, it's tempting to believe we're peering into the unknown. However, the skeptic in me leans towards a more earthly explanation. Perhaps a person out for a walk, distorted by the camera's limitations. In the realm of shadows and myths, truth often remains just out of focus. This is the CTV footage from a homeowner who claims to have had one of most terrifying encounters. We can see a man hanging outside the house with his wife and his dog. Far in the distance, a sound which seems like a strange dog barking can be heard. After a while, it can be heard again, but this time closer to their fence. After a few more moments, the sound was getting closer and closer at a speed it was not normal. The sound changed from barking to what sounds like a bird. The owners were paying close attention now, but not knowing what exactly it was. They went inside the house. The next day, the owner went outside again for a smoke, but this time, the sound was like a deep, slow breathing one. It sounded even closer to him. Given how terrified the owner got, he went to look at the security footage, and that is when he saw this. A strange line of lights can be seen moving exactly in front of him. I am not sure whether this is a strange effect of the camera, or the sounds he was hearing were in fact from this thing. He claims that at the time he could not see anything, just hear heavy breathing close to him. So is this the footage of what appears to be a ghost? From the sound of the language the driver is speaking, it sounds like this footage is from Russia. The road is dark, with the only source of light being the car's headlight. Suddenly, in the distance, we can see a big figure pass in front of the car. The people inside the car start shouting upon spotting the creature, clearly not expecting to be met with this sight. The creature quickly dashes out of their view into the forest. If we slow down the recording, we can see that the figure is pretty solid, with what appears to be hair all over their body. It's difficult to say with certainty what the creature in the dash cam footage could be. Some may speculate that it could be Bigfoot or another type of undiscovered hominid. So could this be an Yeti or Bigfoot? My instincts say yes, however, it could be fake as well. But I applaud the efforts to dress up and go into the middle of nowhere just to film this, if this is the case. What do you think? We can see the footage from a motorcyclist traveling through a forest, but we are immediately met with a very strange sight. Bones scattered around the forest trail evoke an unsettling feeling that something is not quite right in this place. The motorcyclist himself seems to be taken aback by the sight, but presses on, venturing deeper into the woods. The path he's on is difficult, with many fallen trees blocking his way, but he remains undeterred and continues onward, determined to reach his destination. He gets to a point where 2 small trees have fallen exactly on the road and are completely blocking his way forward, just as he's saying in the video.
This is where most people would turn around.
But he goes on and tries to move them aside. Not being able to do so, he tries to get his bike over them. But just as he is doing that, he hears something in the forest. The subtitles from his original video say that it was the sound of someone shouting for help. He hears branches breaking as something appears to be moving towards him. In that moment, his instincts take over and he decides to flee, turning his motorcycle around and speeding away from the source of the noise. But what really happened in the forest that day? Was it just his imagination playing tricks on him, or was there something more sinister lurking in the shadows? The bones scattered on the forest trail and the eerie howling in the distance suggest that this place might not be as safe as it seemed. Who or what could be responsible for these strange occurrences? What annoys me about this footage is that if he indeed heard help, just as he indicated by the subtitles he put on, then why turn around to flee when you hear someone coming towards you? Couldn't it be someone who is in danger and needs your help? But at the same time, for me, it did not sound like shouts for help, but rather as a very creepy howl. And in that case, I think he did the right thing. The footage that has been captured in the sewer is incredibly intriguing and mysterious. It immediately raises questions about what kind of creature could be lurking in the depths of the sewer system. The remote machine with the camera on it provides us with a unique and rare insight into a world that is normally hidden from view. As the footage begins, we can see the remote machine slowly making its way through the dark and murky tunnels of the sewer system. It's clear that whoever is controlling the device is searching for something, but what they find is truly startling. A strange figure with glowing eyes appears to be peeking around the corner as if it is watching the device's movements. The figure is tall and slender, with an unnerving pallor to its skin. Its glowing eyes seem to be fixed on the camera, and it looks as though it is assessing the situation before it decides to move. The creature appears to be cautious and wary of the device, but as the device moves further into the sewer system, the creature becomes bolder and we get a better look at its shape and form. It is clear that this is no ordinary creature, and its appearance is enough to send chills down anyone's spine. Its movements are erratic and jerky, and it seems to be watching the device's every move. As the creature becomes more confident, it moves closer and closer to the camera. Its pale skin and glowing eyes seem to be illuminated by some unknown light source, and it looks as though it is about to pounce. But just as quickly as it appeared, the creature is scared off and runs away into the darkness. What kind of creature was that? Was it a previously undiscovered species or something even more sinister? The remote machine footage leaves us with more questions than answers, and it is clear that there is much more to be discovered in the depths of the sewer system. The video opens to the image of a dark and desolate country road. The car is stopped, as if the driver knows something up ahead is not right. Suddenly, we can see a very bizarre figure moving on all fours in the distance. It's not clear what it is, but the driver's instincts tell him to back away slowly. As the car begins to retreat, the camera zooms in on the creature, revealing a humanoid shape with a white appearance that appears to somewhat glimmer in the darkness. The creature moves with an eerie slowness and grace, its movements almost like those of a wild animal, yet it doesn't resemble any creature of the natural world. The driver is understandably terrified and keeps reversing, all while the creature continues to move slowly forward. As the creature comes into view, we can see its humanoid form more clearly, with a slender body and a head that almost seems to turn and look directly at the camera. Many speculate that this creature is none other than the legendary Skinwalker, a creature that has long been associated with dark and ominous folklore. But could it be something else? Something that has never been seen before? The driver's quick retreat leaves us with more questions than answers. What was that creature? And more importantly, what did it want? This footage is from a trail camera that seems to have caught something interesting in sight. On the left side of the camera, we can see some sort of an insect being up close to the lens, inspecting the camera. It moves back and forth, perhaps trying to find a way to eat the trail cam. Could this be a spider that wanted a bit of spotlight? There is nothing unnatural about this footage, but to me, as an arachnophobe, it gave me a bit of a chill seeing its legs so close to my monitor. This old clip is from Nat Geo TV, and it is footage from Russia of a supposed sighting of Bigfoot. The clip is taken by some kids with their old phones, so the quality is very poor. We can see the kids playing in the snow, but they notice some big footsteps in the snow. Not knowing any better, the kids decide to follow them to see where they lead. But they soon stop next to a forest because they think they spot something moving in the distance. They freeze with the thought it could be a bear, but as they look at the figure for a while, they recognize it is a tall, hairy, humanoid-shaped creature, which also seems to notice them. Once realizing it is spotted, the creature darts away deeper into the forest, which also makes the kids start running back. The kids explained the creature's face was white, and unlike the body, it had no hair on it. So did these kids spot Bigfoot? In this clip we can see some disturbing thing, some sort of dark-haired creature making its way through the forest. But its face looks more dog-like, and to be honest, it does look frightening at first look. People argued online that this creature is a werewolf, but to be honest, I am skeptical. The way it moves, always seeming to have its mouth open to frighten, seems too unrealistic. It looks more like a Halloween costume. So to me, rather than a werewolf, as others suggested, I think this is just a man with a suit trying to give us a fright. What do you think? This clip was taken a few years ago in Kiev before the start of the war. But what it caught was really strange. As the person filming looks towards the pedestrian bridge, we can see someone under it, climbing. At first, I was thinking who would be crazy to do such a thing, but if we zoom the camera, we can see they do not really look like a human, and to me, the movement also seems too flawless to be of a human. Just imagine the necessary strength needed to be able to hold on to the bridge, not saying actually being able to go along it with such ease. I know there are people doing parkour who are pretty good with such difficult climbs, but the way it looks and how fast it moves, to me it does not seem natural for a human. So either that is an escaped monkey from the zoo, or there is something more bizarre going on here. What do you think this is? This footage is from the UK of a few boys who were fooling around in a cave, but while they were looking around they spotted a black figure crouched next to a stone pillar. Surprised but also frightened, they took a picture of it and ran backwards. And we can see exactly what they photographed. And at first they thought it is just some stray dog, because all we can make up is some sort of animal with black fur. Thinking it is funny, they went back with some sort of smoke grenade and tried to mess with it. But as they looked again, it looked clear it was not just some stray dog, but rather some sort of hairy creature slowly making its way towards them. The clip ends suddenly, and we can't really know what happened afterwards. Most likely they began running, if it was real. The creature to me looks like a goat, but the way it climbs that edge looks more human to me, so I am not sure what that is. Is it just some prank by a few kids, or did they catch something more bizarre? This couple was driving at night on an empty road and all seemed to be fine, but just as they were passing some bushes, they spotted something terrifying hiding in, a strange pale slender humanoid figure. After they passed it, they decided to turn around to have a second look at what they've just seen. Although the recording is even worth a second time, the first time they spotted the figure, it seems to be fully grey and slender. It did not look natural. To me, it did not look human. It was something resembling more of a skinwalker. So did they record a skinwalker, perhaps stalking for its next prey? This motion detection trail camera caught the unfortunate end of this deer as it was taking its last breaths surrounded by wolves. We can see that the wolves were still looking hesitant, so perhaps the deer still had some fight in it. But by the looks of it, this deer met its end on the spot, because it would have been really hard to get up from that position and be allowed by the wolves to escape. Although unfortunate for the deer, these are the rules of nature. The death of the deer means the survival of the wolf pack, but still an unfortunate sight caught by this trail camera. This camera spotted an unknown small hairy creature making its way around the backyard. It seems to be walking really fast on two legs, its body being also covered in hair, but seeming to have no arms from the looks of it. To me, rather than frightening, it looks a bit funny seeing this small ball of fur walking on its two little legs. But I'm also curious what exactly this is. If anyone knows, please let me know in the comments down below. This is the footage from the security cameras in a Manchester office from a few years ago, and they caught perhaps the best evidence of a poltergeist. For the first minutes of the recording, nothing is going on. It is just an empty office building. But exactly after 3 AM, things start getting creepier. The handle of a door moves as if someone was trying to open it. But just as we've just seen, no one is inside the building. It is completely empty. Soon after, the door next to it also has its handle move. And on camera 5 in the hallway, we can see a shadow moving across really fast. While on camera 9, inside the room with all the computers, we can see the screen of one of the computers come to life on its own for a few seconds. As time passes, more and more creepy things start happening. A chair moves on its own, but it is not just a little bit of movement, it is basically thrown all the way across the room. And same can be seen happening on camera 9 in the other computer room. While on camera 3, we can see the door handles going crazy this time, as if someone is desperately trying to open the doors. At this point, the entire building is going crazy. Drawers get open on their own. Chairs move around the room, and doors open and close on their own. All the while, creepy shadows can still be seen lurking in the hallways. After a while of all this craziness going on, everything stops and goes back to normal, as if nothing happened. But I am still wondering, what was all that? This trail camera recording shows us a strange sight besides the deer. As the deer is minding its business in this forest at night, we can see a strange orb of light which seems to be following along. Although orbs on cameras are not that uncommon because they can be caused by dust or moisture particles or even insects, this one we are seeing is acting very strangely, as if it is following the deer. The sudden erratic movement of the orb downwards also seems very strange. In the second part of the video, the orb is still present while the deer seems to be looking in its direction. It does seem that its gaze is directly following the orb's movements, as if it is seeing it. And what is stranger is that once the deer starts moving away,
The orb seems to be following it. As said before, strange light orbs are common on cameras, but this one seems to be following a pattern, as if it is acting with a purpose. This clip is taken by the dash camera from a truck traveling at night on a deserted road. All seems normal for a while, until we can see something strange appearing on the right side of the lane. We can see a figure standing on the empty road, and it would be strange enough on its own to see someone standing on the side of an empty road at night. But this one is even scarier because the figure seems ghostly. If we zoom in closer, we can't really make up the shape of the body, except perhaps the fact that we can make up that the figure has 2 legs. I'm not sure if this could be a glitch with the dashcam, or just a trick from the lights, because it seems too strange to be just that. But what do you think? This trail cam picture was sent by a viewer from Pennsylvania, who said they caught a skinwalker on their trail camera. The image appears to have been taken during the day, and this is perhaps a motion detection camera that was set off by the mysterious figure we can see in the distance. Next to the tree, a hairless, slender creature can be seen lurking, perhaps trying to hide. Although it does seem to resemble a human, upon taking a closer look, it seems nothing like one. And I'll have to give it to the person who sent it. It does seem to resemble a skinwalker. And the more I look at it, the creepier it gets. Perhaps this was exactly the intent, because it could be someone disguised trying to make the owner of the trail camera get frightened by the images taken.
This video begins very nicely, presenting a beautiful snowy landscape with some mountains raising in the back of the image. However, this tranquil moment takes an unexpected turn as something unusual captures the cameraman's attention. We can spot something between the trees. It appears large and furry, moving on 2 feet through the snow, its gait and form strikingly reminiscent of what many would identify as Bigfoot. Overcome with fear, the cameraman begins to run, seeking distance from that figure. Can't blame him. If we look at the still frames of this video, we can see that the description resembles that of Bigfoot. However, given we are seeing this from far away, can we really say if this is fake or not? This video makes me wonder if this truly an encounter with the legendary Bigfoot, or there is another explanation for such an encounter in a mountain forest. In this video, a man returns to his seemingly empty house, only to be greeted by a scene that defies imagination. As he films, a toy bear begins to exhibit behavior that defies logical explanation. Without a soul in sight to activate it, the toy bear starts walking across the room on its own. The situation takes an even more surreal turn when the bear, seemingly sentient, stops moving when he notices the man's presence. In a moment, the bear then slowly turns around to stare at the man, holding his gaze for a few unnerving seconds, before resuming its aimless walk around the room. The man then decides to investigate the rest of the house, searching for any signs of intruders or explanations for the toy's peculiar behavior. His exploration leads to a chilling discovery: the distinct silhouette of a man, complete with a hat, visible in the darkness of another room. The figure's presence, so unexpected and so clearly defined, sends a jolt of fear through the man, prompting a hasty retreat. After a few moments of gathering courage, he returns to confront the mystery, turning on the light to reveal nothing. The room is empty, with no sign of the shadowy figure that was just there, leaving the man and viewers to wonder about the nature of what he saw. This makes me wonder, was it a trick of the light? A work of computer-generated imagery, or something more? Could it be a supernatural presence in that house? In this video, a person films inside a forest during the night, when suddenly the ordinary surroundings of the forest are breached by the appearance of a bizarre and unsettling figure. Emerging seemingly out of nowhere, next to one of the trees, stands a tall humanoid shape. The details of its form are obscured by the limitations of the camera and the insufficient light, leaving its true nature to the imagination. Yet, its sudden emergence and the eerie aura it exudes are enough to instill a deep sense of dread. The video cuts off abruptly, leaving me with lingering questions and a shared sense of unease. This encounter makes me wonder what creatures have been hiding from us all this time, and what lies there into the darkness waiting to attack. In a video captured by a trail camera into the forest, as the snow gently descends, painting the landscape in shades of white and gray, the camera records a captivating scene. The subject of the footage is a large, black furry creature moving with purpose behind the trees. Its appearance and movement suggest a figure straight out of folklore, reminiscent of Bigfoot, a creature that has long inhabited the space between myth and possibility in the minds of many. Due to the distance and the limitations of the trail camera, the details of the creature's features remain indistinct, making me wonder, is that really Bigfoot, or could it be someone playing a prank on us? I am saying this because in the few frames we get of its body and arms, the arms seem very short, human-like. And as far as my Bigfoot knowledge goes, their arms are supposed to be way longer to their body proportion compared to us. In this video, we find a man running into a forest. The shaky, blurry nature of the video, caused by the rapid movement and possibly the filmer's heightened state of adrenaline, initially obscures the reason behind this frenzied dash through the trees. For a brief moment, the man pauses, allowing the camera to focus on what has spurred his flight, a dark, hairy figure moving stealthily behind the veil of the forest's foliage. The glimpse is fleeting and details are scant, leaving viewers in suspense, questioning what they've just seen. The chase resumes, with the sound of hurried footsteps and the man's heavy breathing dominating the soundtrack of this impromptu forest thriller. It's not until the next pause in his escape that the camera finally captures a clearer image of the pursuer. Emerging from behind the trees is a tall, bipedal, black, and profoundly hairy creature, moving with an eerie deliberateness. Its appearance for those fleeting seconds is strikingly reminiscent of the legendary Bigfoot. This video leaves me with many questions. What was that creature, and why was it moving so fast that the man had to run just to catch a glimpse of it? What is hiding out there into the forest? This nighttime video, from a driver's perspective, is pretty wild. There's a car stopped in the road, and out of nowhere, this deer bolts from the field straight towards it. Just as it gets to the car, the back door swings open. Now, we can't tell if the person inside the car opened it, or if the deer did some deer magic, but what comes next is nuts. The deer tries to get into the car like it's trying to hitch a ride or something. The person in the back seat isn't having any of it though, and starts pushing at the deer with their feet, trying to keep it out. It's some pretty unusual stuff to see. Personally, I find this moment a bit intense and kind of strange. I mean, you hear about deer jumping in front of cars, but trying to jump in one. That's new. It makes you wonder what got into that deer to make it act that way. Maybe it was scared or confused, but either way, it's a reminder that driving at night can bring all kinds of unexpected encounters, especially with wildlife. It's one of those stories that you'd tell over and over because, honestly, who's going to believe a deer tried to carpool with you? This video is from a TikTok account called Sasquatch Watcher, showcasing a sighting of a creature resembling a Sasquatch. The footage captures a view of tall trees, and within it, a sizable and hefty creature is seen passing by. The creature's height and broad body structure are evident when compared to the surrounding trees, suggesting it could be around 10 to 12 feet tall. Cloaked in thick black fur and displaying a humanoid posture, the uploader claims it to be a Russian Bigfoot, a claim not far-fetched based on its appearance. Witnessing such a massive creature roaming the forest is both scary and unsettling. The towering size suggests immense power and potential for destruction. Perhaps it's for the best that these creatures remain hidden and undisturbed in their natural habitat. Warning: if you have a fear of spiders, it's advised to avoid watching the following clip. The footage is from the Aussie Reptile Park, showcasing the rare moment of a funnel web spider egg opening. As the egg sac is revealed, numerous spiders emerge, some appearing alive, while others seem lifeless. Notably, there is a noticeable color variation on their undersides. Once the egg is opened, spiders start crawling out one by one. Funnel web spider egg sacs typically hatch between 50 to 150 spiderlings, creating a visually overwhelming scene. Imagining these spiders growing into adults and contributing to the population is quite unsettling. It's crucial to note the potential danger associated with funnel web spiders. Their bites are venomous and considered potentially life-threatening due to the highly toxic nature of their venom. Whether you're an alien believer or lean towards the belief that aliens aren't real, this video might prompt a reconsideration. Captured from a plane window, the footage unveils a clear sky. As the plane progresses, an unidentified object comes into view, rapidly approaching the aircraft and zipping by in the blink of an eye. The object takes on the shape of a round plate, prompting some viewers to suggest it could be a spaceship from outer space. While my skepticism kicks in, considering the possibility of it being a new government weather equipment or something similar, there's no concrete evidence supporting such equipment. As a result, I find myself contemplating the rare occurrence of a potential unknown flying object sighting. This video, captured by a shop's security camera, documents the moment a deer crashes through a window pane of a butcher's shop front door. The deer smashes into the shop, and upon breaking the glass window, it's momentarily disoriented. After regaining its balance, the deer swiftly exits the shop, bringing the video to an end. In the midst of this chaotic event, we can hear the shop owner screaming from a nearby room, reacting to the unexpected intrusion by the deer.
Oh my god!
Deer, known more for their flight response than intelligence, may not fully comprehend the concept of glass. When startled, they tend to seek an escape route, and if faced with a window or glass door, they might mistake it for an open path. It seems likely that the deer in this video, spooked and seeking an escape, misjudged the glass as an exit, leading to the unintended chaos witnessed in the shop. Imagine you're having a blast at a party, grooving to your favorite rock music, when suddenly you glance at the sky and spot a meteor making its way down to Earth. This video captures that exact moment. Recorded during a midnight party, it shows the sky with a glowing object and smoke trailing behind it as it journeys through the sky. That dazzling display is a meteor shower, entering from the outer atmosphere and heating up, emitting light as it does. The people at the party were thrilled by this spectacle rather than scared. Meteor storms are quite a sight to behold, and they pose no real danger to those watching since they're protected by miles of atmosphere. However, if I were there witnessing this cosmic event, I might have briefly thought it was a doomsday apocalyptic scenario. This TikTok video shows a security camera recording from a house, catching a glimpse of what seems like a real-life witch in their neighborhood. The footage reveals a calm night on the street, until a strange broom-like object enters the frame, This strange broom thing moves in an odd way, eventually shooting up towards the sky. As it disappears from view, a large shadow zooms through the sky and can be seen on the street. It looks like a witch riding her broomstick. The person who shared the video on TikTok was pretty confused about what was happening in their neighborhood.
You want me to play it just
Yes, right now. You can go slow-mo.
There it is. Yeah, black.
Yeah, what the frick,
Fucking
dude?
Weird.
So weird.
When this supposed witch shot through the sky, all the car alarms in the area started blaring due to the sudden air impact. However, the video didn't give us a full view of the witch, and it would have been even more interesting if there were other security camera footage from nearby houses with different angles. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. Imagine you're on a camping trip with your family, surrounded by the beauty of nature, when suddenly the atmosphere takes a dark turn. A chilling video unfolds, shared by a Californian family who experienced something truly eerie during their forest camping adventure. While settled in their camp, they begin to hear strange hissing noises coming from the surroundings. Intrigued and unnerved, they decide to venture out and explore, only to be confronted by an encounter that can only be described as pure evil and unholy, a creepy humanoid figure standing before them. Overwhelmed by fear, the family hastily retreats, and the father manages to capture a distant shot of the mysterious entity. The clip captures the children running scared from this bizarre humanoid figure. Upon closer examination, as the footage is slowed down and zoomed in, the creature appears to resemble a creepy woman with an upper body that has a tree trunk-like texture. The figure moves slowly and unsettlingly, especially in the eerie movement of its arms. Regardless of its true nature, one thing is abundantly clear. This creature doesn't seem to harbor innocent motives. This intriguing video, posted on YouTube, captures what appears to be a ghostly presence at a haunted railway station in India. Recorded at night, the footage shows an empty station, with a smoky figure materializing out of thin air. This figure takes on a humanoid shape, strolling for a while before vanishing again into thin air. While some may interpret it as a ghost or spirit, there's a possibility that the smoky figure could be the result of smoke from a nearby fireplace. During winters in India, small fireplaces are common. But if this were the case, the source should be visible to the camera. Strangely, there's no apparent nearby fireplace in the footage. Adding to the mystery, local residents consider the railway station haunted due to multiple sightings of spirits, smoky figures. The question remains, was this a genuine encounter with the supernatural, or could it be a well-orchestrated hoax? A video posted on the Creepy Mac subreddit over on Reddit claims to have captured the moment a Bigfoot chased the person recording it. In the footage, we're taken to a nighttime scene in fields, where a creature is seen trying to hide in the tall grass. It appears to be making a stealthy approach towards the cameraman, biding its time for the right moment. Initially resembling a gorilla, the creature's features become more humanoid as the video progresses. The creature is hunched over, with facial features reminiscent of what many describe as Bigfoot. As the video unfolds, the Bigfoot-like entity charges toward the camera, prompting the cameraman to bolt, resulting in an abrupt end to the recording. The way the creature lurks and charges adds a spine-chilling element to the experience. However, it raises questions about why the cameraman continued filming for so long, especially considering the creature's aggressive behavior. One possible explanation could be that the cameraman was worried that turning away might provoke an attack, so they kept the camera focused on the creature for as long as possible. Have you ever wondered what it would be like if animals that went extinct long ago suddenly came back to life? Picture dinosaurs roaming around our forests. It's a strange thought, isn't it? Now, Imagine this on a smaller scale. A recent trail camera video from a Vietnam forest has captured a truly rare sight, a species believed to be on the brink of extinction, strolling through the lush surroundings. This elusive creature is known as the silver-backed chevrotain, or the Vietnamese sika deer. It's a subspecies of the sika deer, smaller in size due to the tropical environment it calls home, thought to have vanished from the wild for 30 years. This deer-like creature was last seen in 1992. However, the recent video provides new hope and solid evidence to scientists and researchers that there's still a chance to save these rare deer. These silver-backed chevrotains were originally found in northern Vietnam, and there were possibilities of them inhabiting southwestern China. Unfortunately, they were declared extinct in the wild. The discovery of this creature, caught on camera in the Vietnamese forest, is a promising sign. If you're planning a hiking adventure, it's crucial to have a companion with you. Venturing alone could lead to unexpected encounters. In a video from a hiker exploring the Canadian forest, a dense wooded area is captured. In the distance, a large black creature is seen crossing, covered in thick fur with a robust humanoid posture. The creature appears tall with a massive body frame. The hiker smartly records the creature from a concealed spot among the nearby bushes, ensuring it remains unaware of his presence. Many viewers believe this creature to be a Bigfoot due to its appearance and body structure, a sentiment shared by the hiker. It's indeed a rare and captivating sighting. However, what truly instills fear and unease is how close the hiker stood to record the creature. If the Bigfoot had caught even a hint of his presence, things could have taken a rough turn. Always better to be cautious in the wilderness. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Encountering a Bigfoot is already spooky, but imagine the terror of being charged at by one. In this chilling video, two hikers in a peaceful Canadian forest were taking a leisurely stroll when they spotted a large black creature in the distance. This hefty creature, standing tall, noticed it was being observed and suddenly began charging at the person with the camera. The Bigfoot emitted terrifying growls and yells as it closed in.
Run!
Despite its massive size, the creature surprisingly moved swiftly. The hikers, realizing the danger, started running for their lives. The video captures the intense moment as the Bigfoot relentlessly pursued them, creating a scene straight out of a hiker's worst nightmare. This footage vividly demonstrates the aggressiveness and agitation that Bigfoot may exhibit when they feel someone is trying to record them. It's a spine-chilling reminder of the mysterious and formidable nature of these elusive creatures. If encountering a cryptid wasn't on your 2024 to-do list, this video is sure to give you a good spook. An Indian villager recorded this eerie footage while investigating distress calls from his farm animals. As he scanned the area, he heard branches breaking in a nearby tree, and what he captured on camera is downright chilling. The video he captured reveals a frightening creature climbing the tree, painted all in purple with ape-like hands and facial features. What really sends shivers down your spine is the strange and sinister smile on the creature's face. It tried to hide behind the tree from the camera, but the villager managed to capture it. After stopping the recording to call for help from other villagers, he returned to the tree only to find the creature mysteriously gone. Thankfully, the villager recorded the video first, providing evidence for what he witnessed. Without it, convincing others about this bizarre encounter would have been quite a challenge. This video comes from a tourist guide leading a group of Chinese tourists through the Carolinian Forest of Canada. As the tourists enjoyed the adventure and recorded the beautiful surroundings, they stumbled upon something quite unbelievable. In the distance, they spotted a gorilla-like creature in the forest. busy digging into the ground. The weird thing was that there are no gorillas or apes in Canada, and the creature didn't move like a gorilla, suggesting it was something else. The tour guide, a girl behind the camera, informed the tourists that it might be a Sasquatch, and judging by its appearance, it did resemble one. The Chinese tourists were amazed, pulling out their cameras to capture pictures and videos of the creature, which seemed unaware of being recorded. After digging for a while, the Sasquatch eventually wandered away, and the video came to an end. It's likely a trip those tourists will remember for the rest of their lives. This video has left most people on the internet scratching their heads as it captures a mermaid-like creature sitting in the ocean. From a distance, this creature appears to be a mix of a human and a fish, sporting a fish-like tail and a woman's upper body. However, there's another possible explanation. It could be a statue placed by a nearby fish restaurant. The puzzling part is that this is in the middle of nowhere, making the presence of a statue seem illogical. To me, it seems like a genuine mermaid sighting, but I'm a bit skeptical because the mermaid isn't moving and just sits there like a statue. It's a confusing sight, and having more footage or a closer look could provide more evidence to analyze. The mystery of this video keeps us wondering about the true nature of the creature in the ocean. If you got so far in the video, it means you're a dedicated viewer. Thank you. And if you subscribe and hit the bell button, I promise to keep posting these for you to enjoy. This video from Australia showcases an incredibly rare albino echidna discovered in Bathurst, about 120 miles northwest of Sydney. A member of the Bathurst Regional Council spotted this unique echidna and named it Raffi. Locals were fascinated by this rare creature, but they were not allowed to touch it. Short-beaked echidnas are known for being elusive, and encountering an albino specimen makes it even more extraordinary. Raffi, displaying albinism, has a genetic condition that leads to reduced melanin production in hair, skin, and eyes. While albinism is beautiful, it comes with complications, with sensitivity to sunlight being one of the most common issues. The discovery of Raffi adds a special touch to the wildlife in the Bathurst region, creating excitement among the locals who got a glimpse of this rare and captivating albino echidna. Whenever I see those exposed power lines, I can't help but fear what might happen in a big short circuit. This video from a Florida neighborhood provides a chilling answer to that question. It captures the moment when two power lines accidentally touch, causing an electric spark to travel the entire length of the power lines. The spark forms multiple times, creating a terrifying sight and accompanied by the screams of locals in the video background.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Accidents like these can be extremely dangerous, potentially leading to a power line break. If the line falls to the ground, it could cause even more disaster. It's truly frightening to witness such events happening in your neighborhood, and the unsettling electric spark noise it produces is spine-chilling. In a video making rounds on the internet, taken from Todd Standing's film Discovering Bigfoot, we catch a glimpse of an extraordinary moment where an elusive creature was caught on camera. In the clip, the mysterious being is cleverly concealed in the shadows behind a distant tree, barely noticeable to the naked eye. Thanks to the camera's high sensitivity sensor, the footage reveals a clear image of this creature. The face of the supposed Bigfoot is what many describe as typical, humanoid with large, human-like eyes, a distinct nose, and forehead wrinkles. Also, from the surface area of its face, this creature appears quite sizable, likely an adult, gazing directly at the camera with a look of surprise etched across its face. The chilling part is how this Bigfoot lurks in the shadows, and the unknown motives behind its stare. This video I stumbled upon on TikTok showcases the incredible force of a snowstorm, and it's nothing short of powerful. The person who recorded the clip gives us a first-hand look at an environment dominated by intense winds and swirling snowflake. The landscape transformed into something resembling an alien planet as the wind whipped the snow around. The recording also captures the uploader's horses, wisely tied behind a small cliff to shield them from the relentless snowstorm. The sound of snow particles striking the camera person adds to the intensity of the scene. In open fields like these, where the wind has no obstacles, snowstorms can be particularly forceful. The way the wind moves close to the ground, carrying a high concentration of snow, is both fascinating and somewhat unsettling. This video serves as a reminder of the raw power and beauty of nature's elements. Imagine you're enjoying your cruise when suddenly, the captain announces an unexpected turn. In this video, captured by a family on a cruise trip, the cruise ship approaches a life raft in the middle of the vast sea. To their surprise, the raft appears to be all alone. No signs of anyone needing help. It's just there, gently bobbing on the waves, with not a single soul on board or in the surrounding waters. The only company it has are some curious birds flying around. This scene raises some pretty big questions and a bit of concern. Why is this life raft adrift in the sea, and what was its purpose? Was someone on it, needing assistance, or did it accidentally fall from another ship? The mystery adds an unsettling twist to the situation, leaving us with more questions than answers. The vastness of the open sea holds secrets that sometimes baffle even the most seasoned cruisegoers. Ever wondered what it would be like to witness towering monsters like Godzilla in real life? Well, this video from California tries to give us a taste of that thrill. The video shows a dark sky ready to unleash a thunderstorm. In the midst of the intense weather, lightning suddenly lights up the clouds, revealing a colossal humanoid figure's shadow for just a fleeting moment. This gigantic shadow, reaching sky high, resembles an old man holding a walking stick. The sight is undeniably eerie, and the person recording the video seems genuinely scared. Yet, upon closer examination, to me it seems the fear factor may stem more from the lightning itself than the mysterious shadow. Nevertheless, many viewers believe in the authenticity of the video. The lingering question persists. Could this be a genuine encounter with a colossal being? Or is it merely a skillfully crafted illusion, sparked by the dramatic theatrics of Mother Nature? The decision is yours. This video shows a train journey through a wooded area where it takes an unexpected turn when the driver captures something mysterious in the distance. A colossal, motionless creature, towering and entirely white, stands there fixated on the passing train. Its sheer size is awe-inspiring, and it seems genuinely curious about the locomotive, standing as if observing the spectacle. The video sparks fascination, reminding us that our world is full of enigmatic wonders. This creature, with its ghostly appearance, adds an extra layer of intrigue to the scene. The person behind the camera even goes on to label it as a ghost sighted on the train track, emphasizing the otherworldly nature of the encounter. While a rational explanation might be a scarecrow or a Halloween decoration set up by nearby residents, the unsettling feeling lingers. Even if it were a scarecrow, the sight of this figure standing alone in the middle of nowhere raises eyebrows and sends a shiver down the spine. Nowadays, creating fake Bigfoot sighting clips is relatively easy, but capturing it on a Facebook stream adds a whole new level of authenticity. This particular video comes from a Facebook streamer enjoying a forest hike with his uncle. As the live stream documented their return, The uncle suddenly grew alarmed by something in the distant forest. The streamer swiftly zoomed in on his camera to the spot indicated by his uncle and spotted a massive black creature standing completely still. This creature, covered in dark fur, initially seemed bear-like, but upon closer observation, it became clear it was something more humanoid. Both the streamer and his uncle were gripped by fear, and in the background, the distant barks of nearby dogs hinted at the unsettling presence of this mysterious being.
Oh my God, what is that? Look, a damn kangaroo. Hold up, I'm gonna get it on tape. A bear or something? Look like a damn bear.
The creature, resembling a Bigfoot, lurked behind the woods, seemingly stalking the streamer and his uncle. What added to the eerie scene were the strange hand signals the Bigfoot-like creature was making from a distance, possibly communicating with other Bigfoots in the area. The tension in the air and the mysterious signals raise questions about the existence of these elusive creatures and what their intentions might be. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Remember the childhood fascination with mermaids? Well, this recent internet video made me question whether our mermaid dreams might have a touch of reality. The footage, shot by a hiker from a hidden spot near a lake, captures a creature in the water that looks remarkably like a mermaid. This aquatic being sports a fish-like lower body and a woman's head, embodying the classic mermaid image. As the video unfolds, the mermaid-like creature gracefully swims in the lake, bringing a touch of magic to the scene. However, my enthusiasm took a hit when the video ended without revealing the creature's face. This absence raised my suspicions, leading me to believe that the video might be a clever hoax. It's possible that the mysterious creature was merely a woman in an exceptionally well-crafted mermaid costume, playing into our childhood fantasies. While the video sparked excitement, the lack of a conclusive view leaves room for skepticism, reminding us to approach such enchanting sightings with a hint of caution. A forest ranger, after hearing complaints from campers and hikers about a strange visitor in the woods, decides to check it out and discovers something really unsettling. The ranger records a video as evidence, and the spooky scene unfolds in the dark forest at night. Armed with a flashlight, the ranger points towards a bizarre humanoid creature strolling in the distance. This creature, tall and strangely calm, moves through the woods as if it doesn't know it's been found. What makes the sight even creepier is the creature's odd texture, making it look like it's made of leaves or plants. Just the idea of such a being wandering around the forest without us knowing is enough to give you chills. The video shows the unsettling truth of these unknown creatures living deep in the forest. The ranger's discovery confirms the worries of hikers and campers, making us think about the mysteries hiding in the quiet corners of nature. In a spooky video taken inside a house, we catch a glimpse of a girl who's not really paying attention to a mirror in the room. She glances at the camera now and then, and at one point she looks into the mirror for just a second. But here's the creepy twist. When she turns her head away from the mirror, her reflection doesn't turn with her. It's like her face is frozen in the mirror, staring out even as she moves away. It kind of looks like there might be a ghost in the mirror. Usually, mirrors are supposed to show exactly what's in front of them, right? So, when the girl's reflection doesn't do what she does, it feels super eerie. It makes you think the mirror is holding onto her image, or maybe something else is in there with her. Personally, I find this taps into that spooky feeling we get from ghost stories and scary movies about mirrors. Mirrors aren't just glass. Sometimes they seem to show more than they should, like spirits or creepy stuff we can't explain. I think it's quite possible this might be edited to look spooky, but you can never know. I heard many creepy things about mirrors. For more strange and interesting footage, check this out.